Always remember.
Oh, happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm
What's
going
up?
to be completely honest. I thought that was going to be the one that I screen recorded for that one episode that I was home for, and the phone was going to
Oh, the phone flipped.
Yeah, because I was
an
like, wait, is this
all-timer.
the same one? No, but I deleted that
Great.
because I'm at least 50% good at my job. Hey, everybody, happy Monday. It is January 12th. We have like some Star Wars stuff to talk about. There's
A little
probably,
bit.
like one major thing, and that's pretty much it.
Well, and there was also I know we didn't talk about this beforehand, but we in the same vein as Starfighter, there was that cast merch patches that showed a little bit of stuff as well.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
and I can pull that up here in a little bit as well. But
okay.
Yeah, mostly talking about Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy and starring Ryan Gosling and Mia Goth and Matt Smith and a bunch of other people, Aaron Pierre and a bunch of other people,
And Lois Lane.
What?
Amy Adams is in it.
Oh, I was like, Rachel Brosnahan's not. Sorry. By the way, listen, okay. We're going to be doing a special episode after this. We're going to be doing our first members-only exclusive comic book episode. We talk a lot about comic books. Will has his Batman shirt. He just did a really cool vlog as well. Like, check out Batman the Animated Series, one of the most goated versions. We'll talk about that later, though. So, if you are interested in staying after the main episode, where we talk about comic book stuff, feel free to become a member. But granted, I have not seen a single person drop here in the chat that is not a member. So seems like everybody here. I'd go through. Shout out Matthew Green, Star Wars Insight, General Cameroni, Macman. Ryan is our only non-member. We still love you, Ryan. You might as well be. You're here every week. So, everybody is here. We got Blade of Merrick. We got Limitless Nerd Focus 6. We've got Cole Cohen. We got everybody in here. Did we? Oh, you're doing this.
I can crank this, dude. This might be way loud.
Not too bad. I mean, louder than your voice.
100% loud though. Like I don't know.
It was loud, but not like destroyed my eardrums. But granted, my audio's on 30. But so just want to let you know, if you are not a member already and you want to hop into that later on, we're going to be doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, we're talking about Star Wars stuff because that's what we do here.
Can I do two more housekeeping things before we start?
No, I hate the house being kept.
Okay. Well, one of those cool things is, and let me bring it up, is, hey, Determined Focus is on Spotify, baby.
Yes, we are. Can I make a joke? Will you be upset if I make a joke?
No, what?
It looks like it could be a true crime podcast, and like that's us dead.
Well, at least people will click on it.
This is how the Determined Focus got. This is like, wait, Batman reference, Batman Arkham Knight. This is how it happened. This is how Determined Focus died.
This is how the focus was determined.
No, you did a good job. I tried
to make it like,
30 nerdy dudes.
Yeah,
it's true.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I lying?
I might as well be 30. I'm just kidding.
That can only be the paragraph for another year. Actually, I'm lying. That'll be the paragraph for the next 5 years for me. I don't know about Grayson.
I was about to say, I thought you were 20.
Yep, I am. I'm 13 years old. We're on Spotify.
Yes,
please. Here, look, now we're real podcasters. Go follow on Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. It really helps. Go like it. Go Go listen to those. So
share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Put it in a gift wrap and put it under the tree and for next year's Christmas.
Yeah. Go Grayson shared or with your friends. I really tried. I really
tried to like blend that in.
Yep. I really tried in there. Go follow in there. Please. Hey, if you're nice, leave only good reviews. No, I'm kidding. Leave whatever reviews you want.
We might suck and we probably deserve it. So
yeah, but as of right now, only the first episode that we ever did, episode 1. This is episode 43 today. So
we have a lot to put on there.
We have 42 other episodes to put on there.
And probably not including the segments that we also did on the 24-hour live stream. I'd imagine you probably put those on there too.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
So that's a whole other, I mean,
dang.
Low genuinely.
Oh, God.
That's like another at least 20 episodes on there. So I think we'll have like 60 and some change. Don't make a 6-7 joke.
Oh no, I was thinking of low genuinely and how like low can you flow state youinly or whatever the other ones are. Yep.
Dude, we might be the most brain rotty Star Wars podcast known to man.
Yeah, well, that's because we're both 21 years old. And
I am, and Will is 13.
We're so young. I am 8 years old.
It just gets lower, bro.
Yep. Okay. So as of right now for Spotify, other episodes will be loaded on there. All of the episodes will eventually be loaded on there. I'm gonna go back and like upload a lot more stuff like this. What?
This is a sick question that we have to talk about later.
What the heck? Dude, I love that question.
That is awesome. MacMan, if you're in the chat for the bonus, we have to talk about that. That is a sick question, dude.
MacMan, that's a dope question.
I love that.
I love that. We got a bunch of so if you would like to know the episode that we will be doing right after this is pretty much all about this guy. Pretty much all about this guy right here.
Dude, what a dope figure, bro.
I'm so stoked.
Is the cape wired, bro? That's awesome.
Yes.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love that blue, man.
It's really cool. And they also have the black and gray version too.
Yeah.
Of that same one. Okay, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, hey. Member shirts are coming.
Oh, they're on the way.
They're on the way. I love you all, and I really, 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 really am working on it. But we have so many members now that I am doing my best to still have the member number specific ones and just regular ones for everyone who is a member.
Yeah.
Just to go through. So those will be done. I promise. I am promising this, which means that you will be able to go back on the VOD and rewatch this and then text this to me if I don't get it done. They will be done by the show on next Monday. Right? We're having a show next Monday. 2 weeks is when we're doing.
Yes, because I'll be out next Monday on a cruise, so it'd be 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Wait. So next week is when you're on the cruise? I thought
that's not true. No, that's not true. It's the week after that.
Okay, so Next week we're still doing a lot. Well, there's a housekeeping thing for you. In 2 weeks, so not next week, but the week after, that will be a pre-recorded episode. You want to tease the guest? You want to talk about the guest?
Wait, is it? Which one is it? Is it the one? Oh, it's that. Oh, I forgot we haven't even released that one yet.
It's
Bella.
Bella, Isabella
Yeah.
Amidala.
Yeah.
Will be. We had her on the show for an episode. We talked about costumes. We talked about a ton of stuff. A lot of Padme talk.
A lot of Padme,
obviously.
which was fun.
Obviously. But yeah, she will be on, and that'll be in 2 weeks. Hey, before we talk about other stuff, you want to see something cool?
I would love to see something cool.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's actually cool, but it's something that might be cool.
Okay.
I am vengeance. I am friendly neighborhood web spinner.
You apparently do not understand, Spider-Man.
That's my name now.
Quick little intro.
Dude, that's sick.
Okay.
What? Bro, okay. There was Batman, Spider-Man.
Okay, get them all. Get them all and where they're from.
Where they're from. Okay, well the last thing that I heard, you might need to play it again in a little bit so I can go through. The last one that played was Terry, but that's my name now. When he's talking to Bruce.
That's my subconscious.
Yeah, you had I Am Vengeance, right?
Yep.
So that's from, I would assume you pulled from animated series, because he says it again in I think he says it again
anytime Kevin Conroy was interviewed. He says,
well, that's true, but no, yeah, he said it a couple other times as well.
Yeah.
I heard a Spider-Man in there, but I couldn't tell which one it was because it like blended in.
Ooh.
You want to play it one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
Honestly, I'm not gonna doubt you, but I don't know if you're gonna get this one.
Okay.
I am vengeance. I am friendly neighborhood web spinner.
You apparently do not understand, Spider-Man.
That's my name now.
Okay, was that Kingpin from the 90s, or was it Doom? Or was it Doom? Okay. I was about to say, it sounded kind of Kingpin-y, but I was like, that was Doom. But is that Doom from the 60s cartoon?
Uh-huh.
The original 60s, or Spidey and His Amazing Friends? Because that's from the 80s.
I don't think it was Amazing Friends. If I hold on.
Because it had that like 60s grain to it. So
no, that's 1981.
What, Amazing Friends?
Yeah, that's it's Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Master of the World. Meet Doctor Doom in 1981. Where Doom is trying to take over the UN, and Spider-Man flies through the UN, and he's like, "Hey, it's me, your friendly neighborhood web slinger," and he's like, "I am Master of the World, Spider-Man."
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, was the Spider-Man before that different, or was that the same Spider-Man?
You mean the voice actor?
Yeah. Like that. Was that like the same scene, or was that two different scenes that you stitched together?
No, that whole thing was the whole interaction between Spider-Man and Doctor Doom.
Okay. So you had Batman, you had Spider-Man and Doctor Doom, and then you had Batman Beyond in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, peak.
Batman, Spidey, Doom, Terry.
Is there anything else in there? I didn't hear anything else.
I think that was it. That's all I put in there for now. I'll probably add other stuff.
People are saying that my thing is freezing.
Yeah, your camera's not the best at the moment. Your Wi-Fi your Wi-Fi is being Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't say I'm having any connection issues. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. We'll take over the show for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, dudes. Okay. So, Grayson, your thing's freezing. Wait, hold on. This is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. #Gaints, baby. Jake's a member now. Dude, that's sick. I mean, you look fine now. You're a little laggy, but like you're like just like ever so choppy.
Sorry, my last week I had it was just me using the bandwidth of my Wi-Fi, so it was a little bit better, but that's okay. Sorry.
Hey, Sonny.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, but that's kind of it for the housekeeping stuff.
Okay, cool. Do we want to go straight into the news?
Yeah, we can do some Starfighter stuff. I think yeah, let's talk about this from a news perspective, and then I do have a game that's very Starfighter related.
Okay.
So, big news of last week for Star Wars Starfighter. New York Times released an article, which we can pull it up here in a bit. Sean Levy was interviewed, and it makes sense because obviously Starfighter is coming out. He did a lot of the final season of Stranger Things and just Stranger Things in general.
I was about to say, I feel like did he do as much in the final season as much as the other seasons?
I mean, he did a ton of it. I know he directed the episode where my favorite part of season 5, which, hey, spoilers for Stranger Things. I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry for anybody in the comments. I think people can kind of guess what this is not something that's crazy for a spoiler.
You're talking about Steve talking about Return of the Jedi?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I don't know if he directed that. Well, is it the same episode? It's when Max wakes up from her coma. That episode
was that not the second to last episode?
I don't remember. I just know it's when Lucas is holding her and like that whole sequence, and then there's the sequence with the Demogorgons where Mrs. Wheeler blows everything up in the laundry machine.
Yeah.
That was done by Sean Levy.
Okay, very Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Which was cool. I really liked that sequence.
Yeah.
And
cool.
and Max waking up, I really enjoyed as well. I thought that was one of the most emotionally like heartstring pulling parts of the season.
It was good. I liked Lucas and Max a lot. I did not know he did that one. Yeah, he was pretty heavily involved in the show. I don't want to get too much into my thoughts of Stranger Things season 5 because I didn't love it, but that's okay. That's
fine. We can talk about it on the comics.
Yeah, especially with the documentary coming out, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's if what I'm thinking that is you're referring to. I saw something that wasn't like genuinely confirmed or something. That you're talking about the AI stuff.
No. Basically, I just talking about how they were saying that like they were filming it and they were like, yeah, we don't even have the full script actually. And,
okay.
And they were like, they're still actually writing it and we're shooting today. And I was like, oh.
I thought you were going to say the thing about that, like there are claims that ChatGPT was used for
that. I heard about that. I have not watched the documentary, so I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know. But I from my perspective, look, I think I liked season 5 a lot more than a lot of other people did.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't dislike it. Yeah.
I know we have friends who really did not like it. Go subscribe to the Light Force podcast.
Yeah.
But like, I from what we got of the entirety of Stranger Things, right? From Deadpool and Wolverine to a ton of other stuff that Sean Levy has done. I think from the article, which we can talk about what the contents of the article are as well, but like I am excited for what he's going to do with Starfighter. I think.
I see my thing. Well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember hearing about this article. All I heard about was the podcast thing about the lightsaber thing.
Oh, that was in a New York Times interview.
Oh, I thought that was on a podcast.
No. He was interviewed by the New York Times, and it was this full article because of like Stranger Things and Starfighter. He talks about that. He talks about Spielberg being on set, which news. I mean, it's the thumbnail of this video of us hanging out with Ryan Gosling and Tom Cruise.
We met
Tom Cruise directed a lightsaber duel.
Or
Star Wars Starfighter.
Did he direct it, or did he direct the photography, like the shot, like the shooting of it? Essentially, like was he the director of photography for that scene?
From the two things I can infer, one being Tom Cruise's personality, and two from what Sean Levy said about him being on set. Okay, basically for you guys who don't know, there's this New York Times article, I've said it a million times, but Sean Levy says that Tom Cruise came to visit set and he makes like a very like jokey, passive, like, oh, why don't you grab a camera and help us shoot it? And Tom Cruise literally picks up a camera, goes into like, if I remember correctly, like swampy, boggy water up to his knees with a camera and shoots for this lightsaber duel, which is crazy.
That sounds sick.
And there's a sentence from Sean Levy, and I'm paraphrasing here, which we can pull it up in the article, but it says something like, he's like, when you see that duel, you will know that is Tom Cruise's stuff. So like, there's going to be a part where we're all sitting in theaters for people who understand Star Wars stuff like this and who are into Star Wars stuff like this, where everything else is going to be like, okay, Sean Levy, this is a really cool movie. This is Star Wars. Tom Cruise did this. Okay, now we're back to Star Wars. It's just going to be like a weird, like, heartbeat moment. I'm gonna say something funny, and this is me regurgitating some of my friend's words that I don't fully agree with him on. Okay,
but I do think it is funny. he sent me that article. Maybe he even sent me your post and was like, they were basically he was like, I wish that I'm gonna dull it down because it was very mean.
Okay.
He's basically like, I wish Tom Cruise was directing the whole thing instead of Sean Levy.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't. Okay, I'm gonna level with you. All right.
Okay.
I don't love Sean Levy. All right.
Really?
Deadpool Wolverine is my least favorite in that trilogy. I think the second is the best. It's 2, 1, 3 for me.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie Free Guy?
Yeah, but to me that seems more like I don't really count that as like
that he directed it though.
What somebody can do. I understand he directed it, but like
he directed there was a lightsaber fight in that movie.
It's the same thing of like Ron Howard directed Solo, but he also like for another kids movie, he also directed The Grinch. So like, and I love both of those movies, but like it's also like that's one guy doing Star Wars and one guy doing a kids movie. You know what I mean?
My big thing is that for me, and hear me out, or I'm gonna say this however I can articulate it. I actually feel more confident with Sean Levy handling Star Wars than some of these other properties. I think there is a level of like heart and humor to his stuff, of course, with Stranger Things. And I did enjoy Free Guy. However, specifically with Deadpool and Wolverine and Free Guy, 2 movies that like are the 2 main projects that he's done while working with Disney. There is and it depends on who is involved in the project because it's not all just on him. There is a little lack of they feel very dry, if that makes sense. Like they're kind of generic looking movies. I don't think they're like to me they're shot very well and stuff like that. Like I like those movies. I like Deadpool Wolverine a lot, but for me they kind of tread that line, especially with like in the MCU stuff of feeling kind of like feeling like what we expect from the MCU. Like, you know, people make a lot of jokes about like, oh, MCU fell off or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not one of those people, but it kind of fits into that whole like, but that's more of a Marvel thing. I think with this news of Tom Cruise that's a great movie. But also I think this is me getting into like film stuff. I think we're in a time period where movies are kind of losing a little bit of their style. So when a movie feels stylized, I really dig that. Not that I need like every movie to be like, you know, Zack Snyder's 300 where it's just like super stylized, you know, or like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World. But like I that's a good point, Cameron. I forgot about Real Steel. I love that movie.
Adam Project too, which I thought Adam Project was fun. I compared Adam Project to something like when we were kids and like a Zathura, which I liked. Which I thought, it was really cool.
This Jon Favreau.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think I understand what you're saying, where like Deadpool and Wolverine on the scale of Winter Soldier to Love and Thunder, Deadpool and Wolverine leans more towards a Love and Thunder than it does a Winter Soldier.
But it's this is getting into a whole other thing as well of like I think my friend also really does not like the Russo brothers, and I think the Russo brothers and Sean Levy are in a very similar pool of like the type of movies that they're making right now are very similar. Shout out the Electric State. So
I didn't even watch it. What's the one with Tom Holland that they did?
They did. There was that
Strawberries or Cherry.
Didn't do great. Pretty much everything outside of Marvel. This is getting into a whole different thing. I sound like a D1 hate. I'm not hating on any of this stuff. I'm a very optimistic person.
I don't think you sound like a hater at all.
But basically, with the whole Sean Levy thing, Tom Cruise coming on to do this sounds really cool, and it makes me kind of hopeful that like other people and creatives are like really influencing this stuff.
Spielberg was on set.
Yeah, and I'm like that's really cool to me. See, I think like one thing I loved is like a good comparison I feel like for Starfighter is Skeleton Crew. Hear me in the sense of like, but like I think John Watts nailed the style of Skeleton Crew, you know? So that
can you tell Grayson is a Spider-Man fan?
Yeah. But the thing is John Watts, his style changed over time. And then that happens with directors. Like if you go look at Homecoming compared to No Way Home, it's very different. But I think he found his footing in the way it works and everything. So with Sean Levy doing this stuff and Tom Cruise being there and Steven Spielberg being there, I'm like, honestly, It makes me very excited because I think he's going to get. I don't know all the intricacies about filmmaking and stuff like that. I think the MCU, I think a big critique, and I have this critique, is sometimes it can feel a little cookie cutter sometimes, and some of the movies that don't feel cookie cutter are the ones that really stand out. Something like a Thunderbolts, right? Where Jake Schreier got like, cool. Is it Jake Schreier? Yes. He got like a lot of really good like creative control over that. My hope is that, and I think Marvel and Star Wars are experiencing that sort of renaissance, where I think Sean Levy is someone who has done good stuff, and I think like a Real Steel or his stuff in Stranger Things is stuff that I really enjoy, and even like there's a lot that I enjoy in Deadpool Wolverine. Mm-hmm. I'm like in a Star Wars setting where they're kind of like really like kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks and some people would disagree. I think they're taking a little bit more risks. I'm like, having Tom Cruise there to do a lightsaber fight. First of all, also,
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that was part of the plan. It was kind of just like, hey, Tom is visiting set, and like,
and
I hope it happened.
I hope it feels congruent, but I'm like, dude, Tom Cruise is like, I know he's more of an actor and a producer than he is a director. Because I don't think he has like a crazy amount of directing credits, but like, and something like
I don't know,
but like in like a Top Gun Maverick, he's super involved, or like
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, see, my thing is I'm like, you got to think how much Tom Cruise is involved in Mission Impossible alongside Christopher McQuarrie. So I'm kind of hoping like maybe that's what's going on here, you know? And of course, I saw Macman earlier being like, Macman saying like, what?
Google says, Tom Cruise has only one directing credit, an episode of the HBO noir anthology series Fallen Angels in 1993, titled The Quiet Room. So he only has one official directing credit.
So he's just done a lot of like producing and stuff, essentially.
Yeah.
But like so much of like, you know, Top Gun Maverick and those types of movies are him being like, he's so passionate about movies. And you have to imagine like, someone being passionate about movies, it's almost impossible that they're not a Star Wars fan, or especially like, you know, a lightsaber duel and stuff. But Tom Cruise teaching Ryan Gosling how to do an Obi Annie spin. Like, is it like Ryan Gosling like over 6 feet tall and Tom Cruise like 5'8" or something? It's funny. I am very excited about this news. I guess we should talk more so though about there's a lightsaber duel in this movie.
Correct.
Which is, can I just say, what a crazy thing to just drop in an interview, by the way.
That is kind of the general consensus that I've been hearing from a lot of other people who have talked about this before us.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like this article, I was listening to Alex and Molly talk about this, and I 100% agree with this take, that it kind of seemed like this article was more for shareholders than it was for like fans, because the article, and here I'll pull it up, but like the article is very like, look how good Sean Levy is to work with.
Yeah.
Let me pull this thing up. Hold on.
And I mean, he also I got confused about the podcast thing. The podcast is when he brought up the composer being Thomas Newman.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, oh,
and that was on Happy, Sad, Confused, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they're being a little bit more open with what they're sharing, but like, considering the movie is not a saga, like if this was a saga movie, we'd be like, okay, whatever.
Right.
You know, if this was an Old Republic movie or whatever, it'd be like, okay, yeah, a lightsaber fight, duh. The fact that this is Starfighter, and this is something that we're like, hey, what is the context of this movie? Like, we were probably like, someone brought up earlier, like I think it was Matthew Green was saying, he's like, I was kind of hoping that there wouldn't be any force sensitives or lightsabers. And I think that's a valid take. But also, people are expecting a certain thing in Star Wars. If this is post Rise of Skywalker, it makes you think, who's gonna be in this movie, man?
But let me pull this article up.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Let's do this. So the title of this article is crazy.
Okay.
His job is to resuscitate Star Wars. Crazy title. And on New York Times, the thumbnail title is "Can Sean Levy resuscitate Star Wars?"
So my question just initially off the rip is, then what is Mando and Grogu doing?
100% what I was thinking. What a weird time to use that verbiage. And I know Star Wars, obviously Star Wars and Lucasfilm, they have, or Disney probably more so, has say in what like is approved and not approved for articles, I would assume.
Mhm.
Not from like not from a perspective of like their censorship, but from a perspective of like they're not just going to let them be like, oh yeah, Sean Levy said that he eats 10 cheeseburgers a day and
Yeah.
they're all green like Grogu. Like they're not going to, that's not going to happen.
Right.
But for this to come out when there is a Star Wars movie this year that's not this movie that's being referred to is very strange.
Yeah, it feels like they're like, that we're not worrying about that movie, you know, like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, is it that what Mando and Grogu is? It like it's the first movie in theaters, like
Since 2019.
Yeah, effectively, this is the, and then there's a little bit more of a time gap. This is the Force Awakens to Revenge of the Sith, you know, of like this is the Mando and Grogu is to Force Awakens as Revenge of the Sith is to Rise of Skywalker, in the sense of like it has been
in terms
not
of
10
like
years,
separate, but Star Wars not being in theaters,
right? And so I'm like, it's weird that like, yeah, this is also I think the case too. Insight is it feels like we're hearing more about this movie than we are Mando and Grogu, and that
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And that I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
And
look, we're as the Spotify description says, we're two pre-30 nerds.
Pre-13 nerds.
Yeah, we are 13 nerds. That are just reading between weird lines, right?
Right.
That's what we do. I guess you could say we're speculating, but like we're just talking about the way this is perceived for us as Star Wars fans. It is weird. But okay, the article itself. This is the first line of the article. Tom Cruise was up to his ankles in mud and pond water. He wore a look of great concentration as he stooped over a digital camera trying to frame the perfect shot. Sean Levy glanced around in slight disbelief. Partly it was that he was on the set of his very own Star Wars movie, Star Wars Starfighter, and partly it was the steady stream of A-list visitors. Last week, this is a quote, last week Steven Spielberg was here, and now Tom Cruise is wielding a camera, ruining his very nice shoes. It was a brisk morning in November, blah, 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 blah. On set, Tom Cruise was there. Cruise just wanted to watch, he told them, but Levy setting up a scene involving a lightsaber duel in the water suggested the star jump on one of the cameras. He meant it as a joke, but there was a Cruise wading into the muddy pond, holding the camera like a pro. And this is the next sentence there. Now, when you see the movie, Levy said, it's scheduled for 2027. You'll know that part of it was shot by Tom. I mean, how cool is that?
Okay, hold on. Can I read the rest of this? Is that cool?
Yeah. This is also why I was saying, and like why I agree with Alex and Molly of like the shareholder thing. This is a quote from him. This is a quote from Sean Levy. I'm the guy studios call when they want something they know will take their investment seriously and deliver responsibly. Which is not a bad thing. This is a business. And it is good. You don't want somebody to come into something and not take it seriously. You want people to stay in budget, obviously from a business perspective, but from a fan perspective, you can also take that as you want somebody to take their responsibility of what they are working on seriously. So I think you could also take it in that direction as well. It's just from a business perspective, it is kind of like kind of like a job interviewee thing of like, oh, what's your biggest fault? And they're like, well, my biggest fault is that I tried too hard. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It all comes down to me, the whole like, this is the never ending battle in filmmaking, and it's running it as a business and running it as art. Right. And those are constantly at odds with one another. Sometimes you get a beautiful mesh and you strike gold, but it can be hard to do that sometimes because you can't, if you go too far one way with the business side of things, it can feel generic and safe, and it might make a lot of money, but people may not love it. If you go more artsy with it, you're catering to a small crowd, right? And Star Wars, I think, is renowned, the original trilogy at least, and honestly, I'd say all of Star Wars, specifically like with the films, is kind of known for the fact that George Lucas was sticking it to the man, both in the commentary of the film, but also being like, hey, this is my thing. I'm going to get to do what I want. You guys make the money off of it. I'm keeping the merchandise right, sort of thing, so I can fund the next movie. Like, and them constantly being like, this is not going to work. This sounds stupid or whatever. And it worked. Right. Sean Levy, I think is, and this is my compliment to Sean Levy, I think he is that middleman. I think he is someone who can appeal to being a filmmaker and being a creative and being an artist, while also, as he said, deliver seriously and responsibly to this business, because that is what it is. I can't say that I love that per se, that I'm someone who I would rather like something be a little like, I don't like when things are divisive, but I do like when stories spark meaningful discussion.
Right.
But you can see right there, I'll read this next one. It's like, with his elfin grin and loud, easy laugh, Levy, 57, sometimes seems like a very enthusiastic boy. He rushed around the sprawling outdoor set cheerfully, almost giddily, a temperament well-suited for the spectacular brio of a Star Wars film. Hey, check this out, Levy hollered during a brief pause in shooting a few days later, swinging a prop lightsaber and handing me another. Quote, we can have a battle. I like to practice in between takes. It keeps going about how he's very excited. So I'm like, it makes me excited that he is passionate about it, but he's also taking it seriously. And I think that is that's a good thing, in my opinion.
Sean Levy feels very much like how I think the general populace feels about like a Ryan Reynolds or a Rock, a Dwayne Johnson.
Or like a Chris Pratt, or
I wouldn't put Chris Pratt in that category, because there's still like, with a Ryan Reynolds or a Rock, Chris Pratt is like more of a meme nowadays, but like a Ryan Reynolds or a Rock, you know what you're getting with them, and you understand that when they're on screen, they are actors. But it's sometimes like a lot of action stars were like this in the 80s and the 90s and the early 00s, is like, it's hard to separate those action guys from who they are. It's like, oh, I saw that Mark Wahlberg movie. I didn't see Shooter. I saw a Mark Wahlberg movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love Shooter, but like,
there's a whole. I mean, even I think Arnold for a time was that guy.
Oh my gosh!
There's a whole. Tom Cruise was kind of that guy. You know, like there's
a million movies that are promoted as so and so. Arnold Schwarzenegger goes back in time, or Arnold Schwarzenegger from the future, and it's like, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't the character in the movie. It's like, that's just for the poster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Currently, like an actor like that, and this is getting kind of off topic, but also not really, is Pedro. Pedro's kind of that guy. He was in 4 movies at one time in theaters, but they're like, hey, did you go see that Pedro Pascal movie? No, not that one. No, not that one. Not that one. That one. You know?
That is very true. That is very true.
Which, I mean, this year with him, we're getting Mando and Grogu, which I doubt we'll see his face. Would love if we did. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. I think
we're going to see his face.
I think you have to, but we'll see. We're getting Doomsday. One other thing as well. He's been a few other things. But
does Doomsday come out before Spider-Man? Yes. Yes, it does.
Nope.
No.
Spider-Man is Brand New Day. Brand New Day's July. Doomsday's December.
Oh, so Spider-Man comes out first. Do you think there's a Reed Richards in Spider-Man Brand New Day?
See, that's what I thought. I was like, are we allowed to talk about this?
What do you mean?
We'll talk about it on the comic book.
Okay. Hey guys, if you want, we'll plug it one more time. We'll probably plug it a couple more times. If you'd like, you can, if you're a member, stay after or hop into the members only, the first ever stream. We're going to be talking about comic book stuff and just general like pop culture-y, Batman, Spider-Man-y stuff.
I'll just say the thing deal and listen, if Soups can talk about the first one, I can talk about the next one.
Well, they're all 4 of them are out. 4 trailers are out.
I think.
Okay, 4
3
trailers
of them
have
3.
4 trailers have
the 4th
played
got
in
leaked.
theaters. Well,
yeah.
The 4th is playing in theaters.
So that's the one I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about it.
Here's the thing.
But yeah. Anyway. Okay. So I did want to bring this up though. Limitless Nerd was saying no one should have a saber at this point, but Rey, right? No, not really. I mean,
we don't
because
know how long it is after.
Shout out Path of the Lightsaber. That's only like a year before Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
And there's lightsabers in there. Lightsabers are in the galaxy. Like, they're just around. Like, you can buy them on black markets in Nar Shaddaa or Coruscant or wherever. You can make them. You can find kyber crystals, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure I would be shocked if there is not a story at some point where they talk about the destruction of Starkiller Base, which is Ilum, and how kyber crystals got shot across the galaxy on all of these different planets, and people will start finding like not lightsabers, but crystals.
Think so? You think that's how it'll work? Is though it'll be the remnants of Starkiller Base?
It could be like it's almost like instead of them going to Ilum, like they like go out into space and have to like find their crystal. You know, like I think it creates more interesting whatever. But Starfighter is 5 years after. Gives more cause. Listen, I don't think what is her name in Path of the Lightsaber, but like she finds one just in a High Republic ship, hundreds of years after, and it's a year before Rise of Skywalker. She's like a teenager, so if we don't know what happens in that story, but Rey obviously is like the main one, but like who's to say that someone didn't go catch Kylo's lightsaber out in the ocean or something, you know? Or go find Luke's green lightsaber, stuff like that. Like it's out there. I don't think anybody's going to be digging up the Skywalker sabers, but I don't think he would say this if it was Rey, but I could see it being like, and I don't think it's going to be some surviving Jedi that's like really old. Like more than likely, it might be like a bounty hunter who has a lightsaber sort of deal.
Like their hip.
Yeah, like they it could be like a Jod situation, you know, like where Jod like just found that saber and he's like,
they are really a Jedi. Point, like they are relics.
Yes, absolutely, but they're around. Yeah, absolutely around. Like they're hard to find, but you can find them.
And or more than just Jedi know how to build a lightsaber too.
Yeah, Hugh Wang is out there. Hugh Wang and Starfighter.
please.
That'd be a crazy jump.
I'd be like, love that, dude.
That would be okay. Starfighter's 5 years after. That means it'd be 30 years later, and Hugh Wang would be back in the main galaxy. That actually would be a crazy how did that happen?
Love that.
That would be honestly. You and I could be happy. Hugh Wang could be in literally any Star Wars thing ever, and we'd be fine. Yeah. He'd be in Andor season 3 conformity gate. Andor conformity gates.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Hey, buddy, that's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. We're not. It's
not nice to do that.
That is an anti-determined focus take right there.
Matthew Green, thank you so much for the super.
Hey, thank you.
Very kind. You didn't have to do that.
Appreciate you.
And I know, sorry, we're like yapping a million miles an hour right now. Wouldn't Disney not want to be hyping one of their lesser project before Doomsday later in the year? I feel like Disney doesn't want to send a hype mixed signal to the consumers. Which project are you referring to? You're talking about?
I think he's referring to Disney not hyping up Mando and Grogu before Doomsday, which is I disagree with because originally Mando and Doomsday were supposed to be released extremely close to one another, right?
Yeah, very close.
So I think they're under the impression that it would hinder Mando and Grogu if they were both in box office at the same time. Now, do we see a difference in what's happening with like the next Barbenheimer of Doomsday with Dune and Doomsday being out at the same time. I don't know, but as of right now, Mando and Grogu truly, from what we were talking about last week, does not seem to have much competition in the space of box office movies.
And that might be why they're not marketing it crazy heavy. I don't know, but I
think we get a Mando and Grogu, like a big trailer at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Which is like what, in like less than a month? It's like the 8th or something.
February, yeah.
That would make sense. And I think that once the Super Bowl hits, I think it's just like we're going to be getting something at least like.
Do you think we could get instead of a Mando? Well, I think they would do Mando and Grogu, but like my only thing was, would it be if Mando and Grogu wasn't going out? I would say it would be kind of insane and something that I would like 30% expect is some sort of teaser for Starfighter during the Super Bowl.
That'd be crazy. But like also you got to think with other Disney stuff, like if I had to guess, I mean, easily would we not be getting also another Doomsday? Like I think we get like our official first Doomsday trailer. Like actual trailer.
Probably, yeah.
And probably Brand New Day, right?
It'll probably be the RDJ Doom trailer.
Yeah, and then also probably a Supergirl trailer.
During the Super Bowl, like a new one?
But probably like a 15-second, you know.
Bro, I was gonna say I would love a Lanterns trailer during the Super Bowl.
I would put money on that for sure. Because that's going to be an HBO thing.
Dude. Yeah.
At least assuming that this merger isn't going wacko or whatever.
As of right now, the way it's being promoted and the way James Gunn is talking about it, he still says on HBO this year.
Okay. All right.
So,
hopefully.
That would be a crazy flip.
Yeah.
If they were like, actually, it's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing in Starfighter, and this is like a little bit lesser news, but some of the crew merch is floating out there. And you sent it earlier today. But one of the patches actually shows what I think is going to be the main ship of the movie.
Oh, I didn't even think of that when you pointed it out.
Yeah, but it looks very N1-y. It's like N1, but like with
I didn't really look at it much. I just was there is a ship right there.
I screenshotted it. Do you want me to?
I mean, I can just pull up the thing from Sessions. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go. Tales of the Underworld nominated for a Motion Picture Sound Editors Award. Let's go.
Oh, really? Heck yeah.
Yeah. Outstanding achievement in sound editing, broadcast animation. Let's go.
Shout out the homie Luke for mourning for all of us, but no Diego Luna win. Dude, actually insane nobody else got nominated. No Genevieve O'Reilly. No Stellan Skarsgård. Nobody, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't understand. All right, let me pull this up.
I get we got some good TV, but like, come on.
Let me pull this up. Shout out to the homies over in the UK for Star Wars Sessions. They're great dudes.
Oh yeah, they're good.
They're awesome.
So you can see the ship in the bottom.
Yeah.
Bottom right. I don't know what the front or the back is. But it's kind of like the shape of an N1, but it's like hollowed out.
It's kind of gauntlet-y.
I see that as well. It also looks like an energy sword from Halo. So it's like, my guess is that you can't see my cursor, but that those two prongs are the front.
Yep.
I would assume. You know what it also kind of looks like? Kind of looks like the shape of the J-type Nubian. The one from Phantom Menace?
I was going to say Maul's ship.
It's true.
It's like that pointed edge thing, but like, I guess because there's like those two edges that are jagging out, like I'm like, it's very.
My guess is that like, yeah, my guess is that like that block in the back is like the cockpit or something, potentially.
Very much like a Jedi Starfighter.
Right. And then because you can see like the thrusters on the back, like almost like there's the venting. And then I think they like branch out, and then that's like the spear is the front of the ship. So it's like, I don't know.
I think in terms of yeah, MacMan, of course, Jedi.
Absolutely, with that like the hollowed out middle. Yeah.
I think in terms of size, we're looking more N1 Jedi Interceptor, where there's not going to be like a giant cockpit. It's going to be.
I'd be shocked if it fit more than 4 people. I'd say probably 2 or 3.
I would say more than if it fit more than 3. I'd be shocked with 2 in the front and 1 in the back.
Yeah, my way of thinking is I was like 1 person in the front and then 2 people behind, or like 2 seats in the front and 1 person in the back. You know, like,
dude, can I just say the vibes of this patch are immaculate.
Oh, I want it. I want the patch.
Need this patch, dude. Are you kidding me?
Oh, this is I am rolling with a $20 super chat. Holy moly. Thank you.
Hey, buddy. Appreciate you so much, dude.
We talked about this last week, but Lego Smart Play Stash or Pass. I'm guessing, does that mean like cop or not?
I, as somebody who is a big fan of Lego being innovative, I still haven't gotten the Cad Bane Cobb Vanth set yet. So,
what are you doing, bro? You could have got that this weekend.
I know. I saw it at Barnes & Noble this weekend, and I was like, do I get it? But it's a $35 set, dude.
Yeah, it should be 20, bro.
Which is crazy. And I know we were talking about it last week, but like, I am excited to see what else comes out of Lego Smart Play. Very excited to see what else. This is the first iteration of it. I think it is totally fun. I love interactive play when it comes to Lego and the Lego system. Mm-hmm. Are those 3 sets? It's extremely cool that they're all original trilogy. There's some weird stuff about those sets where like, why is there an A-wing in the throne room fight? But like, I think there's cool stuff going on with those. I think they're 3 cool sets. I think they're going to be fun. As somebody who works with children 6 and under, I think they are going to be a blast for kids to play with for like Christmas next year, for the holiday season, for birthdays and stuff. It's going to be fun. So
I think it's definitely for younger kids for sure. I saw some more clips and stuff about it, and I can't confidently say that I love it, especially because the sound effects are not genuine Star Wars sound effects. And I don't think that's not going to bother a kid, you know?
No, I think it'll be really fun for a kid to play with. I think it is. Look, the way it is being promoted, it's not a collector's set. It's not a UCS set. It's not like a big K2SO buildable mock. It's not supposed to be something you put on display. It's supposed to be something that you play with. And truthfully, as a fan of Lego, I think a lot of times there's like the 2 sides of collector and display and play scheme. And I think there always needs to be that happy medium. I think those are the best Lego sets of all time. I think the early 90s sets did that perfectly with a lot of that stuff. I think recently now, because of price points and stuff like adult collectors being such a large part of the way that Lego sells their product, it's so much of their demographic is that adult collector. So things like the UCS sets obviously are something that's promoted. I do think, however, finding that middle ground of play scheme to UCS is definitely where I lie of like where I like my Lego sets. Something like a early 2000s, I think it's 2006 or 2004, the X-Wing with Luke and Yoda on Dagobah. It comes with Yoda's hut, comes with the X-Wing. It's a great build for the X-Wing, but it's also fun to play with. Yeah. I think this is a very long-winded way of saying, I think the smart play stuff definitely leans more towards the play scheme side of it and play scale theme side of it when it comes to Lego, but it's
not for collectors.
I think it's cool for kids.
Yeah. Matthew Green, interesting take here. Hopefully an older Balin and Starfighter would do it. Would be cool.
I don't think Balin's making it out of Ahsoka season.
That's my thing, is I don't think he makes it out of Ahsoka as a series, and if he did, he would be like 85 or 90.
Right.
So, yeah. Now, here's a good theory, though. From Jacob, Lightspeed skipping. Hear me out. Starfighter brings back some of the sequel characters as cameos, and at Celebration in 2027, the Rey movie is announced as the official episode 10.
I agree with that. I think that is definitely... Look, at Celebration, we're definitely going to get something, I hope, about the Rey movie, because Mando's over. Ahsoka will be over by that point. Maul will be over by that point. Maybe a Maul season 2. I would say Jedi and Jedi 3 and the Rey movie are probably going to be the next big things.
Yeah. That being said, I like all of this except the Rey movie being official episode 10. I would prefer no more saga. I do not want. I think it's too soon. I'm not opposed to maybe saga stuff down the line, but I want the saga films to feel special. And I think Rey should just have her own movie. I get that it might be more marketable to do like an episode 10 instead of it just being a designated Rey movie because people don't like unanimously love Rey. But like, I'd rather her get her own movie and it be really good and not be in the context of episode 10. People be like, oh wait, Rey is goated because she is. And then either way, if I had to guess, I think at least Poe or Rey is showing up in Starfighter.
Yeah, I dig that.
I would love if Poe showed up, dude.
I dig that.
I don't know if Oscar Isaac would do it.
They did you see that whatever award show it was last night? Was it the Academy Awards? No, it wasn't the Academy Awards. What was it? Actor's Choice? Maybe it was the Academy Awards. I don't remember. Whatever it was last night, Josh Horowitz from Happy Sad Confused.
Golden Globes?
Maybe it was the Golden Globes. It was whatever was last night, which
Golden Globes.
Timmy Shales has swept so far. He's got 2 for 2.
That's what he says, by the way.
Marty Supreme. What was I gonna say? Oh, Josh Horowitz interviewed Oscar Isaac and was like, hey, did you read the script for Hunt for Ben Solo? Did you have anything to do with it? And Oscar Isaac is just like, how dare you ask me that question? Just like joking around with him. He's like, how? He's like, I got to go catch a flight. Like he is just doing everything he can to not say anything about it. He's like, were you involved at any point? Did you even read it? I know we're never going to get the movie, but like, did you have anything to do with it? Did you get any? And he's just like completely denying it. So it is funny that it was brought up to him about.
Here's the thing. Oscar Isaac, the only nerd thing that he's in right now that he's passionate about is Beyond the Spider-Verse. All right. That is the only thing.
Dune. He likes being in Dune, but he's dead.
He's dead. So
he liked being in Dune. Maybe
I'm talking like, Marvel, Star Wars, basically anything that's not Disney because
Okay. Hey, now we're getting crazy.
Dude, it's obviously Shmi. All right.
Yep. And it's crazy that you didn't think that, Jacob. It's crazy that you didn't think that. I
mean, hey, here's my hot take. Rey is top 3 and she ain't 3. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not Anakin. She's better than Anakin.
Facts, dude. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it for Starfighter, I think, unless you had anything else to add. I do have a game, though, if you'd like.
I'm down to play some games, man.
Oh,
it's time to play the game.
It's time for games.
Think ferret.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk about Reg Fag, is everybody's favorite Cliff Farm part of the Determined Focus podcast. Hey, don't call me Uncle Owen. Because I'm not farming moisture. We're farming clips, baby. All right. This is just going to be a simple game of agree or disagree, which I am going to call Beskar or Poodoo.
Okay.
All
right. I like that. Beskar or Poodoo?
Beskar or Poodoo. We can workshop that. I think obviously Poodoo should stick. I was going to say originally Kyber or Poodoo. There was also like, I was trying to think of like, I don't know.
You're trying to think more valuable or shiny?
I don't know. What's more, I don't know. What would you say instead of if you had to pick?
I mean, the top 3 things that I think of is like, is either Kyber, Electrum, or Coaxium. Those are like all like valuable things that are like shiny,
Just for marketing ability terms, I don't think we should use Electrum.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna be like Electrum or Poodoo. Electrum Poodoo is my new band.
All right.
That's so funny. Hey, Nerd Squadron, what's up? Thanks for $4.99. Couldn't stay long. Wanted to the boys some love. Have a great show. Hey, buddy.
Thank you. He also called us handsome earlier.
Oh, dude, you're the best. If you haven't already, you need to go follow and sub to Nerd Squadron on everything. He's the best.
Some crisp quality there.
He's the best. Okay. The first Kyber Beskar. Oh, well, let's do Beskar for now. The first Beskar or Poodoo. If Mando and Grogu does not make $1 billion, neither will Starfighter.
You're getting into money talk. So,
if the Mandalorian and Grogu does not make $1 billion, neither will Star Wars Starfighter.
Unfortunately, I kind of agree. I think it would be shocking to me. I don't know. That's so hard.
See, I say Poodoo because, and we have an example of what we were talking about earlier with the Starfighter thing. They are promoting the heck out of Star Wars Starfighter. And with something like can Sean Levy resuscitate Star Wars? And Mando comes out this year, which is a movie that comes out before Starfighter. I think Starfighter may or may not get, and this is something that I don't necessarily agree with, I think Starfighter might get more of a marketing push than Mando and Grogu does.
I agree with that. And also my only hesitation is that the Star Wars logo is more front and center for Starfighter, which I know is kind of a weird thing, but if you go look at the Mando and Grogu title stuff, there's not really a big Star Wars logo next to it, which I find odd.
It's the Mando logo because he has his logo, Grogu.
Yeah. Grogu.
Yeah. It is the Mandalorian and Grogu logo, which I think nowadays is as prominent as a Star Wars logo would be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people know the Mandalorian, it's in and of itself is kind of a household name, especially for people who watch movies and stuff.
It is Star Wars, and you see that and you think Star Wars, but if you were
Starfighter is more generic.
Yeah, you don't see an Ahsoka logo, which I think is heinous, but you don't see an Ahsoka logo like you would see a Mando and Grogu logo, and it has the same click stuff.
Ryan Gosling is literally me. That's why Starfighter makes $1 billion.
There's gonna be so many people that. How many people are dressing up in Drive costumes to go see
I'll be there. I'll be there. You put me in dude, I should make a Star Wars version of the Drive jacket.
Well, you'd have to wait for what his ship is and then put that on the back instead of the Scorpion.
No, I would just put a Star Wars looking Scorpion, probably. Like a
reek on the back or something. You could
put an Acklay.
Or an Acklay.
But don't start,
bro. You know what would actually be sick?
What
is if up the back, tailed, curved? You put a what Boga is.
Oh, the Baractyl.
Yeah,
that would be sick, dude.
That would actually
get the cool. White with the pop collar and the gold on the back, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of cool.
Kind of sick.
But you basically already have that with the Thrawn jacket.
I got rid of that jacket, so.
Oh well, you had it with the Thrawn.
Yeah, I gave that to Connor because Connor needed some drip.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He loves that jacket.
Shout out to Beyond the Dune Sea. They're doing Sunday live streams now.
Yeah, really cool. They're dropping their episodes. They did a really cool series recently with their Who Killed Star Wars thing. It has a really good message behind it. If you want to go check it out, it was a lot. So behind the scenes, I did a little bit of work on that episode, and then Connor had to change it last minute. So he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I had to cut you out." And I was like, "Oh, not a big deal, dude." But getting to know what it was behind the scenes was a lot of fun. Also, Matthew Green, he was like, "Hey, did you?" I'll just bring up Matthew here. He was like, "Did y'all hear about the news with Connor?" This is obviously not. He has this as public information. We have known that he has had a second kid coming for a little while.
Yeah, we are lucky enough to be on the inner circle for stuff like that. With
the reveal for the gender reveal was quite cool. They did really a lightsaber. Cool. It was very fun. So yeah, love those guys. They truly if I could. I could talk to you and Connor and Seth about Star Wars stuff till the end of the time, and I'd be happy. Let's see, N1 the N1, but with the scorpion tail, kind of sick.
Ooh, that's what I was saying about his like Starfighter logo.
Yeah,
that was like up the back.
That would be cool. That'd be fun. Sonny said, not gonna lie, I think they're pushing Starfighter so hard people know it's Star Wars. Casual viewers probably already know Mando, and I would agree with that. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I would say, but like I do think of like if Mando and Grogu doesn't make $1 billion, I would be a lot more hesitant to be like, oh, Starfighter definitely is, unless the marketing is just like crazy for that movie,
right?
But like if an Avatar 3 is making $1 billion so easily, then like I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So
okay,
maybe
next one.
Yeah,
I got 2 more.
Okay,
and if you have any, you can.
Okay. I might think of one.
My next one is. So since 1977, every Star Wars film has had a lightsaber in it. Every single Star Wars film. Will we see at least one lightsaber in The Mandalorian and Grogu?
Beskar, 100% we will. There's no doubt in my mind.
You think we're going to see a lightsaber in Mandalorian?
If there's a lightsaber in Starfighter, then yeah, there's going to be one in Mando and Grogu.
Whose lightsaber is it?
Could be a lot of people's.
Now we get into cameo talk. So whose would it be, though?
Listen, obviously the debate is like if it's going to be Luke or if it's going to be Ahsoka.
Sabine has a lightsaber. Ezra has a lightsaber.
See, but I'm also thinking they might do a Darksaber gets repaired sort of deal.
Really?
But I hope not. But it also could be a thing that like he gets a lightsaber and he gets to keep it, sort of thing.
Mando gets a lightsaber?
I don't know.
He does
maybe.
have like a King Arthur round table medieval Lord of the Rings sword in a lot of the stuff that we've seen.
Yeah. Yes, agree. She does. Hey, no, she doesn't. It's destroyed. She does not have that.
Sorry, Matthew. It's gone.
I don't think Mando would get the Darksaber at all, but I could see like, him finding like I don't know what. Maybe that would be a little overkill, but. Especially because he's got the rifle, and I love the rifle. The silhouette is.
Mando's way more of a gun guy to me, I guess.
Yeah. But I do like him having like an actual sword. Like that is really sick. Like because he's big into knives and stuff.
Right.
Ooh, is this a Beskar or Poodoo? I don't think so.
Version of the Darksaber specifically. So I think that's interesting just because of like he denied wanting the lightsaber from Luke. So like
I'm personally I'm a firm anti-Grogu lightsaber guy. If he did if he didn't choose it in Luke's thing, then I think it would be weird. And this brings me to my next point
Give him a Wrecker-sized Gatling gun.
Hey? See, I am flying back. Personally, I am anti undoing things unnecessarily, and I think Mando in season 3 did a little bit of that. I think people critique Rise of Skywalker for doing that, even though I kind of disagree with that, but I get it. Like, I think the Razor Crest thing makes sense. Makes total sense. Especially if they like retrofit the in
There's
one.
more than one version of these ships.
Sure, that doesn't bother me as much. And even like his rifle is also a new rifle. It's not the one that's right here. It's like a it's like an LNE6 from God with like a prong thing, and I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, he was kind of hopping around like crazy. I just think that
Hey, do you know what we have to start doing?
What?
That we have to be really good about?
What?
Now that we have a Spotify and they're going to be audio only.
Yeah.
I think we have to read.
Oh, okay. Sorry. General Cameroni said Grogu with an old Inquisitor helicopter lightsaber so he can fly around like a boss, and then I laughed like an idiot.
There's going to be a point for all the audio listeners. Shout out to if you ever listen to Chuckle Sandwich. Audio listeners love you to death. But like, there's going to be a point where somebody's listening on Spotify and they're going to be like, "Well, what the heck was so funny?"
yeah. He's like, yeah, dude, that would happen. Happens all the time. Okay, yep. we have to give context now.
Yeah,
or it would just be like, hey, just go watch it on YouTube. What do you think about the lightsaber thing? Are you Beskar or Poodoo?
So I think there's 2 layers to this. Will we see somebody who has a lightsaber in Mandalorian and Grogu? I think that is more likely than seeing a lightsaber ignited in Mandalorian and Grogu. However, I do think it's crazy just for moviegoers, in the same way that we read in that article with Sean Levy that they were like, oh, there's going to be lightsabers in Starfighter. It would be interesting if they did not have lightsabers. So I think I would be more surprised if there was not a lightsaber in the Mandalorian and Grogu. I would be more surprised if a lightsaber was not ignited on screen in the Mandalorian and Grogu than if there was just not one in the film at all.
Yeah.
However, if there wasn't one and it fit the story, kind of like all of season 1 of Mando, where you didn't need a lightsaber, I think it would make sense until the end. Very much like a Mando season 1, or very much like a Solo with Darth Maul, where there is a lightsaber technically in that movie.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I would say if
that's what I'm thinking.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking more maybe it turns on sort of deal, but I don't think
there's going to be some sort of like caveat or like workaround loophole where like at some point Grogu is watching like Jedi training video holograms, and it's somebody training with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Someone Cameroni is saying Keller and Beck flashback. I don't know about that. I don't know. How
shout out to Ahmed Best. I would love to see Ahmed Best back on screen for Star Wars.
That
but
would be
I don't
sick.
know if that would make sense.
Electric Judgment. That would be crazy. That'd be way too much. Yeah, I think we're on the same page of like I don't think there's gonna be like a lightsaber fight in this movie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I like I said, I would be shocked if there is not a lightsaber in this movie, just based on the track record of Star Wars.
I want this movie to feel more Solo-y. You know?
Yes, I agree.
Because I love Solo and I'm not ashamed about it.
Solo is great. Shout out to Ron Howard. Third one. Agree or disagree, Beskar or Poodoo, Ryan Gosling's character will be force sensitive in Starfighter.
I have 2 answers to this.
And one is agree and one is disagree.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I'm going to say, in my heart of hearts, Poodoo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Beskar. I want to say agree. My worry is, and this is a common critique with a lot of Star Wars projects. Here's what I'll say. I would rather Ryan Gosling be force sensitive, like mildly, than the kid he's with. Because because here's why. We have gotten a little if they make the kid force sensitive, that will be 3 stories where we have rough and tumble mentor, kid is force sensitive, all within like 5 years. And I'm like, I don't think that's like a crazy uncommon story.
You mean like Bad Batch, Mando, Grogu, and now this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would think it'd be a really cool subversion if he didn't realize he was force sensitive. Like, make him like a Han Solo type, and then be like, oh, I'm like, he meets the kid, and the kid's like, no, you're really good at like this. And it's him he's the one that force sensitive. Don't want him to have a lightsaber. I want him I want it to be a kind of, no matter how old you are, your faith can be restored in that sort of way.
Enter Corran Horn.
A little bit, to be honest. A little bit.
Literally, that is cookie cutter Corran Horn.
And I think that's a cool subversion of the story. Maybe they both are. That would be a crazy twist.
Kanan and Ezra 2.0.
See, I don't hate that though. But especially if they're not Jedi, right?
Right.
I am a big believer in force sensitives not always becoming Jedi. That's one of my favorite things. Is like,
I agree.
Getting beyond they have to be a Jedi. Or they have to be a Jedi. You know. So How do you feel? Because
Very
it's tricky.
much like the lightsaber. I would be shocked if one of the two, either Ryan Gosling or the kid, are not force sensitive.
Yeah.
I think personally, I lean more towards the kid being force sensitive. And Ryan Gosling, there's that thing of like, this kid's special. What? This kid's nobody. Where are you? Like that kind of thing. And then at the end, it's like, oh, everybody is special. Like, and with that special comes special abilities.
Star Wars Spider-Man.
Yeah. Whoa. I would not be shocked if it was something like that.
Now,
what would be cool is if it was Ryan Gosling. He was force sensitive. He was just never taught.
Yeah.
And
that's my hope.
That would be, I think that would be the best way of, or the most interesting way of, like, he is force sensitive. He tries to shun against it. He does not want to be force sensitive. He just wants to be a great star pilot. And then somehow it comes out like, well, you know how you're flying so great. It's because he's like, no, I'm just in my zone. It's like, well, that zone's the force, baby.
It's like a Han Solo but amped up sort of deal of like, because I've always been a believer that like Han Solo is not force sensitive, but the force my experience, there's no such thing as luck, whatever. He thinks he's lucky. A lot of that times it's the force kind of making a little bit of a twinge, you know. I don't think that means Han Solo is a Jedi. Obviously not.
No.
But it means like that the force,
ancient weapons and hokey religions.
The force can imprint itself and move things without someone being force sensitive.
Correct.
There is the force within living beings, and then there is the cosmic force that is altering these decisions on this grand level, right? So
truthfully, if I had to guess like the level that was on it, what I would hope for, I think, in terms of like tone for the force, would very much be the force healer in Andor.
Yeah.
Tone-wise, I think that would be really cool.
But now, here's the thing. I know we're getting into speculative territory. You know, everybody thinks that Amy Adams is Mara Jade.
Oh, Mara Jade. No.
Yeah.
No.
That being said, she would have been a generational casting if they did something with her like in like 2010. But I could see one of those other side characters being force sensitive, you know?
Yeah. Do you think the villain will be force sensitive?
Mia Goth?
Well, and what's his name is a villain too, right?
Is Matt Smith a bad guy too?
I assumed.
That would be interesting.
If they have to deal with it.
I think it'd be really cool if Mia Goth was at least force sensitive.
Right.
And Matt Smith is also a clone of Emperor Palpatine.
Now, I think it would be cool if they were force sensitive in the same way that like the Night Sisters are force sensitive, where it's more magic, like dark magic-y.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool, where there's kind of like that weird witchiness, where they kind of have to deal with that. I think that would be cool.
The force in the way that you know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go back. So disagree. I think the kid will be. Yeah, hope not. SBC Unleashed versus Random. Started reading the Thrawn Legends books for the first time halfway done with the Heir to the Empire. Started on Saturday, really enjoying it. Great books, dude. Really fun.
Yep. Awesome stuff.
There's some slow moments in them, but the payoff is worth it. Matthew Green said, question, do we think that somehow Gideon returned with a Vader-esque version of Moff Gideon with a... I hope not. I think Moff Gideon's gone. I think it's done. I think
that was actually my fourth agree or disagree. Was will Moff Gideon be in this movie?
Oh, Poodoo.
Yep.
I think that's actually really funny. And then Stars Insight. Amy Adams' character will be a Jedi. Gosling is the liver.
I've seen this so many places.
It's just Mando and Grogu. It's just Mando. I don't want the same story over and over again.
Especially since back to back that will be in theaters and then the same thing happens again.
No, stop. No.
I would be interested if like the kid was like Ryan Gosling's like younger brother or something.
It'll be fun.
He's like,
I kind of hope he's like a adoptive brother. Like he's like not like like they call each other older like brother or whatever. Because I kind of hope they start the movie off and it's like they have a relationship. You know?
Oh, absolutely. I really
like instead of him being like,
finds a kid.
"Hey kid, I'm a starfighter. Get out of here." You know?
Yeah.
Whatever, Ryan Gosling.
This is no place for a child. I'm not a child.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to be a starfighter pilot like you too.
I'd be the best starfighter in the galaxy.
Lucky though, it would be so funny for them to introduce Mara Jade into canon with Luke gone. It would kind of hurt me a little bit, low key, but I wouldn't hate it if they did it. Like,
yeah,
if she was like in like cryo or something and like woke up and she's like, because that's my thing is I'm like, okay, if Amy Adams is like her character's like in her 30s or 40s, right? I would presume. There's no way she could be the Mara Jade that we know because then she'd be like,
bro, Amy Adams, and not to be offensive here, I'm pretty sure Amy Adams is like 100% in her 40s.
Yeah, she is.
Like
she's like mid 40s, mid to late 40s. I figured she'd play like a 40-year-old character.
Dog, she's 51 years old.
Amy Adams is 51. Well, she doesn't look 51. How old is Ryan Gosling? Ryan Gosling's like 40 something.
45. Bro, Ryan Gosling is almost 50. Dude, we're old.
Yeah, we're getting old, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this is a fun one. Hot take. OG Thrawn trilogy was too overhyped for me, and I just couldn't get into it. No shade to them. I love all of Zahn's new work. I just read the OG recently. Cameroni, I don't totally disagree. I love the Thrawn trilogy. I'm making a video about this soon. I'm gonna do this whole series on like not whole series, but this like video on all of the Star Wars books I read last year, and I'm putting the Thrawn trilogy in a package deal. And unfortunately, out of all of the Star Wars books that I read, it was in last place. But highest of highs. But there's some lull. It definitely, I think Zahn hit his flow in the modern era with Thrawn and everything. Yeah. But I love some moments in those books, man. Like they're classics for reasons, you know. And I especially like reading them in if I read them in the 90s, like when I was not alive, I would have been like, man, this is sick, you know. But
yep.
Let's see. Okay, was that it? Really?
That's all I had for.
Let me come. I gotta come up with one. All right. You want it to be Starfighter Mando related?
Whatever you want, dude.
Okay.
Yes. And for the audio listeners at home, yes, we do want David Cornsweet. To the John says, might not happen, but I really hope David Cornsweet makes a last-minute secret cameo in Starfighter. I don't want it to be secret. I want it to be part of the cast. I want him to get his own movie. I want him to get his own 10-movie saga, all about him being a Jedi and being the most nerdy Star Wars stereotype Star Wars thing ever.
I agree.
That's what I want.
I'm just gonna bring this up because you asked us earlier. Star Wars Insight thoughts on the David Cathy news. It's not news. I'm sorry, but like this happens and it keeps getting circulated until StarWars.com or Kathleen Kennedy herself says anything. I'm not believing an ounce of any of these articles. Nope. They always end up becoming fruitless. So it just feels like it. I'll be honest, and this is not me like getting onto you, Star Wars Insight. Like a valid question, of course. It is exhausting to me. Yeah, it is like I'm just like, can we just like let this go until it's relevant? You know, like obviously Kathleen Kennedy has said she's going to retire at some point or whatever. Until that happens and something is actually formally announced, we'll see what happens. But I've never been a Kathleen Kennedy hater. She's not a perfect human being, but I love the stuff that she's done for Star Wars, and some of the best stuff in Star Wars would not have happened without her. Andor, and I know we have some people that don't love Andor in here, which is an interesting take, but I get it. Andor would not have happened without Kathleen Kennedy.
And not even Andor wouldn't have happened without Kathleen Kennedy of like, no, it was just under her watch. She approved it. No, she was on Tony Gilroy's rear end.
She was like pushing.
Yeah. Like, hey, can you please do this? Hey, we need you back in Star Wars. Hey, you should do this for just Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, would you want to do a series? Would you want to like seriously?
Yeah, and he said that multiple times. He's like, I have to thank her because she was the one that really pushed to make this happen.
Yeah.
And it's one of the greatest shows of all time.
Yep.
I got to think of one. I want to hold on. I have an idea of one. Okay. Here's my Beskar or Poodoo question.
Okay.
There will be a post-credit scene for the movie. There will be 2 post-credit scenes for the movie. One will be setting up a potential sequel.
This is for Starfighter?
This is no for Mando Grogu. Sorry. One will be setting up a potential sequel or the next season of the show, and that would be the mid-credits. And the second would be a very funny Rada the Hutt post-credit scene. You can agree that and disagree with this in parts if you would like.
This is 1000% a rumor right now. It is just a rumor. There's literally no basis other than it being a rumor. You've heard the thing about Martin Scorsese being in this movie, right? Have we talked about this?
Yeah, I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
There is a rumor that Martin Scorsese is going to be some sort of like alienish, human-y character in this movie that I would assume is going to be more for the gag than it is for him being a character in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it would be something Scorsese related versus Rada the Hutt.
So the thing is, do you think? Okay, I guess to start off, do you think a post-credit scene will happen for Mando and Grogu?
That is such a MCU thing to do, and I know James Gunn did the funny one with like Superman and Mr. Terrific at the end of Superman.
Yeah,
but like
it's a comic book movie thing to do.
It's a very comic book movie thing to do of like, or like a Shrek thing to do, where like at the end it's like Donkey and Dragon are like eating waffles, and they're like, "I told you I wanted these," and then that it's just like, "Oh, that was funny, right?" And then it cuts to the next part of the credits.
But I think that's actually, we'll just make that the Poodoo or not. Will there be a post-credit scene for Mando and Grogu?
Oh gosh. Has there ever been a Star Wars movie that has a post-credit scene?
No.
Then I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's Poodoo.
I think they set it, if anything, it would be set up within the story of Star Wars. It would not be after the credits.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think so. I do not think there will be a post-credit scene. Because
I don't think they would. I don't think they
season 2 post-credit scene.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Syndulla will return in Ahsoka season 2.
I mean, they could do like a Zeb thing.
Yeah, but I think that would happen in the movie.
In the movie, I hope so. I hope everything stays contained. As soon as the credits roll, I want it to be that's how I want it to be. You know,
I think that's just the way Star Wars is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, here's
well, but that's not a movie.
That's not a movie. Yeah, that's not a movie. Mando season 2 did have 2 post-credit scenes, but that's not a movie. Okay, here's one. Ludwig is doing the score for Mandalorian and Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we will get like hints and times where it is alluded to for John Williams' score. But do we hear like a full proper version or the version of a John Williams score in Mando and Grogu?
Like a track?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Like at the end, you were like, "Oh, well." At the end, it go bam, bam, bam. I'm almost like, I don't think that happens. I think we get like the Mando music.
I think it'll be like like because I think every Star Wars movie ends with like the and then like I think the Star Wars theme will be in the credits of the movie. Like
You think
the
so?
yeah, it was in the credits of Andor. Like,
Do you think we get the Force theme in Mando and Grogu?
for sure.
Yeah, Grogu's gonna do something.
And I think the other one will be the Resistance theme.
Ooh.
But I think there will be a sequence where he calls in backup from the Resistance and it will or the Rebellion, New Republic, because we saw it in Mando season 3. So my if I had to think about themes, obviously Ludwig Mando unique stuff, and then in terms of like William stuff would probably be the main Star Wars theme, but just in the credits, just as like the slide is going on, and then somewhere in the movie the Force theme and the Resistance theme, even if it's in a small part. That's what I think.
Okay, I don't mind that.
Yeah, we might get the Imperial March, but like in a very subdued way. I don't think it'll go crazy though.
Yeah. We'll probably get it when like the stormtroopers are on screen or something.
Like the new, I'm sure, because I think there's like I don't want to get too much into rumors, but like I think the main bad guy of the movie or one of the main bad guys is like a Moff or something. That's my guess. I think there was some like credit stuff that was like put out there, and it was one of the guys from the Shadow Council. That's what there's nothing confirmed about that at all. And I'm like, I could see them, but also Moff Gideon got his own theme, so yeah. But I'm like, if this is like some random bozo, like,
right.
Yeah. If Luke shows up, the Force theme will play. It will happen.
Here's an easy one. Agree or disagree? And I know we did it earlier. Agree or disagree? Din Djarin will take off his helmet in Mandalorian and Grogu.
Agree. There's no way, even if it's just behind closed doors and just a Grogu, I can see that happening. Yeah.
Do you think that new photo that we got of Mando sitting or like standing with Grogu on his shoulder, do you think that was Pedro in the suit? Or do you think that was Brendan Wayne?
Probably Brendan Wayne. I don't think, did Pedro even ever get in the suit for this movie?
There was that photo that was shown at Celebration of him without his helmet on.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like holding his helmet on set.
My guess is it was probably 50% at least of Brendan, a good 30 of Lateef, and maybe 20 of Pedro. Maybe even just 10. I think it was in the more serious, close up, intimate scenes. It was Pedro. But I think generally everything else, especially for action sequences and walking around and talking and stuff, it was probably because so much of the movement of Mando is intrinsic to Brendan. That kind of like that sway that he has, the hand kind of always just hovering around his blaster sort of thing. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Over under, agree or disagree, Mandalorian and Grogu will be over 2 hours long.
I'm gonna say poodoo. I'm gonna say disagree. I think it'll be an hour and 50 minutes.
You think it'll be under 2 hours?
I think it'll just be under.
I
could, but then there's also
what's Solo's runtime?
It's just over 2. It might even be a little bit shorter than that. Because I think this is going to be almost like a long episode, like a mega episode. So I can't see them being like...
Solo is 2 hours and 15 minutes. What's Rogue One?
Rogue One is also over 2 hours. I know that for sure.
2 hours and 13 minutes. Solo is technically longer.
There's probably no way it's over 2 hour 20. Honestly, I can see it just being like a 2 hours and 35 minutes, Sonny.
Whoa, dude.
That's like Infinity War. I don't think so. That's not not in my opinion anyway. I can't see it being any longer than 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So this is Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. Phantom Menace, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Attack of the Clones is 2 hours and 15 minutes. Revenge of the Sith is 2 hours and 14 minutes. A New Hope was an hour and 58 minutes. Empire is an hour 59 minutes. Return of the Jedi is 2 hours and 6 minutes. But that doesn't give me the sequels.
I think the sequels are all fairly long. Like Force Awakens might be the shortest, and then I think Last Jedi is the longest out of that bunch. Like
Revenge is 2 hours 20 minutes. Phantom Menace 2 hours 16 minutes. Return of the Jedi 2 hours 14 minutes. Force Awakens 2 hours and 12 minutes. So the exact same runtime as Rogue One.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back 2 hours and 7 minutes. The original Star Wars 2 hours 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Last Jedi
changing.
Last Jedi was 2 hours and 32 minutes. This is on Wikipedia. The first one's on Reddit. Reddit is bonkers. So these are probably more correct. Last Jedi 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker 2 hours 21 minutes.
Yeah, I knew Last Jedi was pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I think, Cameroni. I think around 2 flat. Imagine 3 40-minute episodes mashed together. Completely agreed. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking anywhere from an hour 50 to 210. That's my guess. I don't see it being any longer than Solo, and I think it's gonna feel like a long, like it's gonna feel like a super duper episode of Mando, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one more that I was just thinking of.
Oh, really?
Oh, agree or disagree? Maul Shadow Lord will come out before Ahsoka season 2.
Yes, agree.
Why?
Mainly because Ahsoka season 2 is still in kind of like not early production, but like they've been done filming for not as long of a time. And Shadow Lord, I think they've been working on that for longer. Mm-hmm. And I think it's been longer since we have had a long running animated project than we have a live action project.
Right.
And I think generally speaking, an animated show always ends up like filling in roughly between live action stuff, if that makes sense.
Right.
So like Clone Wars and Bad Batch and Rebels, because like Rebels was before the movies and stuff like, before the sequels. It may not be long, but I definitely like, I just think it would, in my mind, it makes more sense for Shadow Lord to be like front half of the year into the summer, and then Ahsoka to be back half of the year.
Okay.
Like Ahsoka, I could see
more of a Christmas thing.
I'm thinking fall into Christmas, Okay. Give them some more time, and I think Shadow Lord might be. I think Shadow Lord will start around. This is my hot take. I think Shadow Lord will start around end of March.
So you think Maul Shadow Lord will be done before Mando and Grogu comes out?
I think it'll be ongoing.
That's crazy.
I mean, they could do Shadow Lord after Mando and Grogu, but
how many episodes do you think that is? That's going to be
probably like 12.
Yeah, so I guess it would put it right up towards Mando and Grogu time.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But if they do it after Mando and Grogu, I'm fine. But I do think it's kind of been a little bit, and I think it would be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder Man in January, but that's all I can think of for Marvel stuff that's coming out next year that would affect it for Disney Plus.
Yeah, and also, yeah.
What else? Is there anything else?
Honestly, in my head, I think Shadow Lord will be more summery though, because that's because Bad Batch never did back half of the year. They have never done an animated project like a Lucasfilm animation project in the back half of the year since Rebels was airing on TV. And I guess Resistance. Everything else has always out.
Wasn't there a season of Bad Batch that went through the holiday season?
No.
That went through January?
Bad Batch season 1 started in May and went through the summer. Season 2 was started in January, February, went all the way next couple months. Same thing with Bad Batch season 3 was in the front half of the year. Ended right before. So it was all through ended like May 4th ish.
Okay.
So I think that's why I think Shadow Lord will be like more of the front half.
Okay.
Could be wrong though. Could see it being the back half.
I think Ahsoka will be the end of year thing. I think Maul Shadow Lord potentially will come out between Mando, Grogu, and Ahsoka. I would be shocked if Mando and Grogu was not the first thing for Star Wars next year.
I mean, I could see that. I think it's, for me, it's up between Mando and Grogu and Shadow Lord, but they're also like, they're not that conflicting because of the ones in theaters and ones on streaming. So, you know.
Right. Yeah, that's all I had for agree or disagree.
Yeah. And we've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes, or an hour 40. So, I think that's about all. Do we have anything else significant to talk about before we hop into our member exclusive episode?
No, I don't have anything Star Wars specific related for this episode. Yeah, I don't have.
I'm gonna bring this up real quick. I would agree with you, Cameron. Unfortunately, that is not what they do with animation.
No,
Bad Batch season 3. They were like, we heard nothing. Then they dropped the trailer one random day, and they were like, "Oh, it comes out in 3 weeks." By the way,
they did the same thing with Tales of the Underworld.
Yep, they do it with all the Tales shows, and other than Tales of the Jedi, I guess. But Tales of the Underworld and Empire were all like, "Oh, here you go."
Yep.
Like, so I think it'll like, I think they'll do a trailer, and then it'll be like. Honestly, I see it like they drop a trailer in like March or April, and then they're like, "Oh, it comes out in May." I don't know. Anyway, that's my guess. I don't think there will be like a long delay. We're going to get a trailer like super far in advance, because I think they're keeping it very close to the vest, the Han Solo vest. Yeah, that's all I got though.
Yeah, I think that's it for the main episode of this week for this Monday. Hey guys, we're not done yapping yet.
We're not done.
This is the first week for the rest of time that right after the Monday show, we're going to be hopping into our members only segment of our discussion
for usually about an hour ish.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about Batman. We're going to talk a little bit about comic book stuff. We have some fun stuff planned. This is what you guys will see at the beginning of the episode. Hold on.
I am vengeance. I am friendly neighborhood web spinner.
You apparently do not understand, Spider-Man.
That's my name now.
Yeah.
Peak.
We're talking comics. We're talking Batman. Sebastian Stan, Bucky Barnes will be in the Batman Part 2. Ooh. It's time. It's time. Members only. Yeah. I mean, like I said, this is members only. So if you are an official member of Focus Squadron, we will be going live directly after this. You're going to see a notification pop up as soon as we end this.
Yeah. So if you are somehow not a member and want to hop in on the fun, feel free to become one. But it seems like a lot of you guys are already members. So I suppose we will see you over there. But as always, may the force be with you. And more importantly, your focus determines your reality.
More importantly, follow us on Spotify.
Do that too.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Always remember.